Welcome to the Business Men and Women of Color podcast. I am your host, Ann Alston, and it is once again my pleasure to bring quality programs to all of you. I am excited yet again to be here with two amazing professionals, a mother and a son that's out here doing phenomenal things around the world, and frankly, internationally, they're just everywhere doing phenomenal things. And so for 2018, we are stepping up to be bigger and better, to have more young people on the platform to really talk about what they do, why they do what they do, and why they're passionate in doing it. So just in case you didn't know, the purpose of the BMWC podcast is to not only share our industry information, but we also are encouraging you, the working professional, career seekers, to think about the different types of professions that are changing today. So please be sure to stick around, listen to this podcast, go to all of the pages and listen to all of the other podcasts from all the other participants that is participating in this season this year, because in 2018, this is the place to be. I also want to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors and partners, Cat Sereno LLC, Cheryl Wood Empowers, Concern and Learning, Evangelism Radio, Genesis Preferred Solution, J Coach International, Nels Tax Help, My Financial Home, Power, STCI, and the student teacher, along with our other business affiliates and sponsors and participants who have stepped up to support this movement to support small business and authors. So today I'm going to have two amazing people on here. As I said before, we're going to have Janel Jones, who is the mom of Christon, the Truth Jones. And she is here to support her son, who is out there doing phenomenal things with his speaking ability. And I'm going to talk a little bit about his bio right now. Christon Jones, who is the Truth, is an award-winning and certified Les Brown speaker. He's also an author and MVP youth football player. He uses his own compelling story behind being bullied on the football field to show that regardless of where you are or what your personal challenges may be, that anything is possible if you are willing to set the goals, have a plan, and take action. Starting at the age of 7, the Truth began his speaking career and then later published his first book entitled The Win Within, which sold more than 500 copies. That is just utterly amazing. And along with that, the Truth has his mom, who is supporting him, Janel Jones, who is known as the money mindset multimillionaire mogul mom. Now, that is a lot to say, because she is a beast at getting you to change your mindset and raise your young moguls to go from dream to startup to level up. And she is just doing phenomenal things. And what's really interesting is that they both are a John Maxwell certified coach. So I want to bring to the podcast mom and son, Janel and the Truth. How you guys are doing?
Wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with the Truth, because we have to lift up our young people. Tell us about, I know you have a story behind the fact that you were bullied. I was heavily bullied when I was growing up. So talk to us about how you overcame that bullying and really turn this into a really phenomenal thing where you are speaking out and talking to people. And actually, how did you come up with the Truth?
Well, to answer the first question, how did I overcome bullying? One night, I went to bed and I saw God in a dream. And he gave me the tools I needed to overcome my bullying. And I believed in myself and I overcame the bullying. And how I get the nickname The Truth? Because I've been taught to always tell the truth. Courage and strength.
Okay, so I want to deep dive into that, because there are a lot of kids out there that can't overcome bullying. What are some of the things that kids your age can do to overcome bullying?
To overcome bullying, you have to be willing to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't really be able to do anything. So you need to be able to believe in yourself. Belief is powerful. It's just like they say. It's just like people say. If you believe you cannot be successful, you're right. If you believe you can be successful, you're right. Belief is powerful. Never underestimate the power to believe. what got me started and what got me here now was when I heard of a little boy in Ohio who had hung himself. His name was Gabriel Reynolds. He had hung himself because he was getting bullied, and he was only 8 years old. And after I heard his story, I wanted to stop bullying. Because too many times, kids have taken their lives because of bullying. And it's something we can stop. That's what's got me here today. That's what's driving me here today.
So you mentioned specifically that this is something that we can stop, and it definitely certainly is. And there's a lot of kids out there that are afraid and not as strong, and they need to actually believe in themselves, but don't really know how. A lot of times what happens is adults tend to try to tell kids what they need to do in terms of believing in themselves. And so while having you on this platform, this is really a really good time for you to kind of just really just talk to the young people who is listening to this podcast and maybe in a situation where they are bullied, or maybe talk about some of the empowering things that you can give them that you have spoken about on stage to help them find the strength to get over bullying or whatever situation they're in. So can you share a little bit of that?
Yes. So my advice to help kids overcome bullying is look to God. God has put you on this earth for a reason. He didn't put you on here because he said, man, here you go. So stop letting people hold you back. These people, I believe people bully other people because of hatred, jealousy, anger. It's not that they're mad at them, they're mad at themselves. So instead of trying to fight them, embrace them. Ask them, why are they angry? Why do you bully me? Why are you attacking me? That's my advice to those who are getting bullied.
Okay. So, Mom, Janelle, during this time, I mean, how were you really helping and supporting him? Because I, one, applaud the fact that you were able to be there and support him through this transition. And the only reason why I'm kind of highlighting this part, because again, you know, this is a growing thing. And it has been out there for many, many years. Even I was bullied every single day to high school, but I didn't have that support. So what else can you add to what the truth is saying in terms of support for families, for moms, for cousins and aunts and uncles who know that they have family members who are being bullied?
For one, I taught him there's different ways to fight back, and it doesn't have to be physical. So many times we teach our children that they have to be physical and they have to fight back negativity and anger with anger. And we all know the only way you can get rid of, somebody that's hurt is going to hurt other people. And the only way to help them and help yourself is to love them. And so we don't have to fight back physically with our fists. We have to use our mind. And most of the time, you're going to come out winning on both ends anyway. Because I told him, hurt people hurt people. So if he allows this situation to continue to hurt him, he won't grow from it. And a lot of times you go through these situations not for yourself, but you actually go through it, 5, 10, 15 years down the road to save somebody else's life and to make an impact. But you had to go through it to understand what they're going through and to be able to be there for them and teach them and guide them and lead them to a healthy and a mentally healthy lifestyle, and for them to be able to believe in themselves and love themselves and be able to make a greater impact. So this is bigger than you. This is not just about you. Even though you feel small, it feels like everybody's ganging up on you, and it feels like your world is crumbling. This is so much bigger than you. So I had to let him know that it wasn't just about him, and so I took the focus off of him and let him know what kind of impact he can have. Mm-hmm. And the kind of impact he can have on the world and the lives that he's going to change and save is so much bigger than him. And so actually your bullies now have given you a platform mm-hmm. to do so much more. So they've actually helped you initiate, your success. They helped you build your platform. And so again, I tell him, how do you hurt your enemies? Like I said, you don't have to physically attack them. You bury them with success, and you kill them with a smile, and you just keep it moving.
Wow. Wow, that is very profound. I think the two of you really have something on. First of all, you mentioned something profoundly for the truth did, and so did you. One, he said, first you have to have God in your heart and really believe in yourself. And you have the power to have someone to stop doing it and ask them. And then on your side is saying, I don't need to hit you. I don't need to be physical with you. I can pretty much bury you in success. And
Yes.
those things are very profound. And a lot of times, we are so like scared, and I can only speak from my experience that, and when I was younger and in his age, that I did not have that same belief, but I did have mentors who pulled me into the church and showed me how I had potential and things of that nature, because I don't think I would have made it past 16 years old. I wouldn't have made it past 16 because of how bad it was back then. And
Yes.
I have spoken to so many people, even adults, who still go through some sort of bullying or violence. But you two have seemed to find that one thing that says, hey, I know that this is the one thing that I can do to get out of the situation and use it as a platform to build my success. And that is powerful. That is very powerful, and I really appreciate you sharing that. So, thank you for that. So, I'm going to turn the table to okay. So the truth. I got to say the truth now. Okay, so let's talk about the truth. Okay, so you love motivational speaking, and if anybody have seen him, I actually have like a little tiny excerpt in my video with him on the stage. How do you feel about doing public speaking? Is it something that you really love to do, or do you prefer to do football instead, or just both?
I'm going to do both.
Oh, okay. All right. You're going to do both. All right. There's no stopping you on that, right?
Yes. I'm going to
Oh,
become the number one motivational speaker in the world, like my mentor, Les Brown. And I'm going to break a record when it comes to Super Bowl rings. Why? Because I'm going to
wow.
have 10 Super Bowl rings, and I'm going to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame.
Okay, folks, you heard this man. He then pretty much said this is what he going to do. And we need to have that attitude like the truth is right now. And so, Janelle, you actually in your bio talk about how you help other moguls out there. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yes, my business, because of course my son has his business, Return on Investment, and he has his GPA Academy, and my
Oh,
business is called Raising a Mogul. And so for all you all out there listening, you can join us. It's free. We have a Facebook group called
okay.
Raising a Mogul, and we help other moms that are stuck or have these phenomenal kids with all this great talent and these skills, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know
Mm,
how to start, who to reach out for mentorship. And guess what? Me and my phenomenal partners have kids that have built multi-million-dollar brands.
nice.
The moms don't have to do it by themselves, and you can learn from our mistakes because we made plenty of them, and they cost us a lot of money and time. So we started this amazing network, and it's so phenomenal to see these kids go from, like I said, dream up to start up to level up, and now they're playing on, the fields where they're getting their products in major department stores, everything from CVS to Target,
Hmm.
and, they have global brands around the world. And it's phenomenal to watch the success and growth of these kids.
Hmm.
And we all know there's power in numbers. And so
Oh,
for us
oh,
to come together and unify as moms, as women, as wives, as single moms, we have the gamut. And to come together and cheer each other kids on, root for each other kids, support each other kids, whether it be financially, showing up to their events, sharing their message and their products on social media, just really supporting one another. It is a phenomenal energy in the group, and I just absolutely love the things that are taking place in the group with the amazing moms and phenomenal kids that we have.
yeah, that is fantastic. You rarely hear anything like that. I can tell you that I think last year I put out a, create it, make it, do it type of, it was kind of like an event, to
Hmm.
bring out young kids to say, hey, do you make something? Do you create something? Do you invent something? Do you draw? Do you sing? And there was zero response. There was zero response out there. And I'm like, I know that there are like tons of kids out there that have all
You
these
know
amazing
what?
ideas, but we don't really foster them. You know, we don't really bring it out. And that's why I try to work so hard with my kids. If they know how to draw or anything like that, I have one in France that do PR. I have another one here that does animation, and he does
Wow.
videos and make money on YouTube. So I got a couple moguls in here too. I got another one
Okay.
that has a certification in web development, and he also does videos as well. So I try to encourage them to really reach for that, you know, that thing that makes them the most happiest when they do it, and turning it either into an entrepreneurial opportunity or make that their full-time career. And that's what I try to do with my boys here as well. So I really applaud that. I didn't even know that there was anybody out there like what you're doing.
Yes, and we focus on the parents because we need support as parents, because a lot of times that's why the children are not doing it, because their parents take for granted their skill, their talent, and because they've been doing it from day one, we don't even look at it as something that you can actually take that passion and something that they do so naturally and turn it and monetize it and profit off of it. And they do it so naturally. It's not a job. It's just what they do. Somebody that's amazing at creating videos on YouTube. My son naturally speaks. He loves to get on stage and speak. You just never know what your kids' gifts are, so we are here to help you if you don't know what they are, to, you know, give you some questionnaires and fine-tune and dig deep and start watching them, because a lot of times, like I said, they do it so naturally, we take it for granted and not even know that they can monetize off their natural gifts and talents. Because God didn't leave anybody out. He's given all of us talents, regardless of what they are, and we can all monetize off that. And the great thing is, our children is not just a cute, you know, catchphrase, but our children truly are the future, and we're building this empire of strong, phenomenal kids that's going to have multi-million-dollar, not only million-dollar, but billion-dollar businesses that will be able to lean on each other, that would be able to, and their friends can go with them like, hey, let's go to Paris this weekend and just hang out. And guess what? Their friends can all jump on a private jet and go to Paris and go hang out. It's going to be that kind of, you know, they're going to be on a whole different platform and on a whole different level. And when they all come together, it's going to be totally phenomenal and amazing. But we really focus on the parents, not so much the kids, because you do find a lot of kids groups out here that have all these kid entrepreneur programs. But the difference between our group, not only do we focus on the parents, we've raised moguls. We've been there, done that. We spent the money, got burned, didn't sign the contract, had a bad contract, been to court. You know, we have a lot of experience. Like I said, you don't have to make the same mistakes we did. We've made enough mistakes for everybody. We've been on global platforms, had, you know, products and, you know, like I said, stores like CVS, Target, or whatever it might be. So we've kind of ran the whole gamut because all of our kids do something different. And so I think that's why our group is so powerful, because we focus on helping mentor the parents and being that support group and that resource for the parents, not just the kids.
Right, right. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the truth again now, because I love talking to both of you. You guys are very fascinating to me, and I really love hearing what you're saying. So the truth, talk to me about the GPA Success Plan, the success plan that you have as far as your speaking. What is that really about when you're talking to people on stage about the GPA Success Plan?
GPA is goals, plans, and action. And when I talk to people about the GPA Success Plan, people make projects. There's a difference between a goal and a project. A goal you have absolutely no control over. Anything can happen. A project you have 100% control over. For example, my so-called goal is going to do 100 push-ups. A project is something you know you can accomplish. It doesn't take a long period of time to accomplish. It doesn't take much sacrifice to accomplish. And a lot of people have goals, but they don't have a plan. If you can say, I have a goal to make $100,000 this year, how am I going to do that? Don't know. Let's just walk into life without thinking before they act. The P is for plan. A is for taking action. So you have a goal, you have a plan, but if you spend all your time writing down your plan and never take action, it will never succeed. If you think the Wright brothers knew how to fly a plane, knew how to plan a plane, knew how to make sure it could land straight, knew how to make it get in the air? No, but they started. You have to start before you can start making your goal into a reality or making your plan. You have to think, act, then start. So basically what I'm trying to say is think before you act, but don't waste your time writing this entire plan and you wasted your entire life and you really can't put in the action.
Nice, nice. That's fabulous. Okay. So, Janelle, talk to me about how you kind of just, as far as like the support for the truth, and you talked a great deal about just getting behind and giving this, for the moguls and stuff. But for those ladies out there, those parents out there who actually see their kid with these potential talents, share some advice on maybe 3 best practices of what they can do to get their child to see what they want to do and maybe help them decide what they want to do. Because obviously, the truth, he's very intelligent. I love what I'm hearing. I saw his videos. And there's a lot of parents out there that really want their child to be outspoken, like the truth. So what is 3 best advice that you can share for parents who really want to kind of take that direction?
For one, listen to your children, regardless of how ridiculous you think it might sound. They might actually be onto something because God gave them that dream and that vision. It's not for you. It's for you to help support. Just like you birthed that child, now you need to help them birth their dream. God gave you a lot of, they say too much is given, much is required. And so now it's going to be a lot of your time and commitment and sacrifice that's going to require you to help that child birth that dream. And I think that's where a lot of parents get stuck. They kind of want to do it for their child, but it does take a lot of time. You have to get off work, you have to cook dinner, you got to help do homework, and you still got to help them run their business. It's tough, but it's so worth it because you're not only just helping that child run a business or start a business, you letting them know that it's possible, and you're opening up their mind to a world of possibility that they might have otherwise shut down. So for number one is, don't take what they say lightly and don't downplay it. Like, oh, that can never happen. Well, everybody says that until somebody makes it happen. The second thing I would say is watch what your kids can actually do well. Some kids do something as simple as sing, and parents don't take it, or, draw, and they don't take it seriously. They hear their little daughter or their son walking around the house singing. They're like, oh, yeah, little John can sing. Okay, so what are you going to do with that? Is he in the church singing? There's so many, people look for singers every day. They don't have to be 18 or 21 to get paid to sing. People need people to sing at weddings, funerals, all the time. So why is your child not monetizing that natural gift? And then you can take it, and have them get lessons, art lessons. Like you said, you have a child that does animation. That's big. Mm-hmm. So never play down their gifts and their talents, and look at the things that they naturally do every day that you might be overlooking. And number 3 is truly support them. When they tell you this is what they want to do, you all sit down, make a plan. It doesn't have to be detailed. Mm-hmm. But like they say, you don't have to be great to get started, but in order to be great, you have to start. So you have to start somewhere. So start where you are. Don't worry about having to dot all your I's and cross your T's. Yes, you're gonna at some point you're gonna have to be professional and level up your game in order to play with the with the big boys. But start where you are, and don't be afraid to ask for help and mentorship. A lot of people, Janelle, what did you do with Christon? I went out and asked other people that are where I want him to be and where he wants to be. And I asked for mentorship. I wasn't afraid. All they can do is tell me no. Well, guess what? We're already there anyway. We're already if I never ask, the answer is always going to be no. So I don't have a problem paying for mentorship. I don't have a problem. There's two ways to get mentorship. You're either going to pay for it or you're going to serve.
Right.
We're willing to do either one. I can serve. What you need us to do. You need Christon to show up at the football field and collect balls and clean equipment, whatever you need us to do. Or, hey, you need me to pay $2,500 to invest in this program, and he goes through this program and learn all these phenomenal things that, you can only get behind the scenes of the real details on how you get booked and paid to speak.
Right.
Hey, let's go. So
I said, let's go. Because that's really what it's all about. And you know what? You really said another thing that's profound. And I want people to hear that. And you're doing this for your son, is that if you really truly believe in what you want to do, you put your investment, your money, your time, and your effort behind it. No excuses. When you see an opportunity and it's a great opportunity and it's only a few dollars, don't make excuses of why you can't go. And I get that all the time where people say, oh, there's no opportunities or there's no this. And I'm like, you're taking yourself out of the equation when you don't involve yourself in it.
Right. Then you have to create opportunities. If there's none there, create it.
Right, create it. So let me ask you, I want to turn the table a little bit because you have a military background. How did you go from having a military background and then doing this?
Well, my natural spirit, I'm an entrepreneur. That's just who I am. The military, I don't even know how I got in the military. I don't know how that No, I'm there for a reason as well. But yeah, the military is a part of my life. It's not who I am. I am an entrepreneur. That's my spirit. I can turn anything and see the potential to monetize something or turn a passion into a profit. And sometimes I get so passionate about other people's skill sets, I got to remove myself because they have to want it as bad as I want it for them. So that's just naturally who I am. And so I love helping people, and that's the way I help people, to get them to see, and elevate and go to the next level with their idea, with their gift. Because your gift and your idea is so not about you. It's about the impact that you're going to have on the world, the people's lives you're going to help save, the people's lives you're going to change, and the ripple effect. Like my son, his business and all these great things he's doing, that's great. But it's more so of the impact that he's going to have on other children that look just like him, especially these young black boys out here. He has such a phenomenal impact. So it's really about saving our young black youth.
And it is about saving, and it's about, making sure that people don't ever do this type of thing and that you can overcome. And I'm just hearing this over and over again in this interview, and I hear the passion, because that's what you have to do. And being an entrepreneur and knowing your purpose and knowing what you're supposed to do, I don't care if it's entrepreneur or you're just working a regular job. If you just know your purpose and really be the best at it, you can go so far. You can go so far.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the activities or maybe some of the events that you and Christon, the Truth, is going to be at in the coming summer months that people may want to come out or want to book him to come and speak somewhere, because I think that you guys are phenomenal. And if anybody is having like any kids that are seeking your services, let's talk about that. So people who are listening can know where to come and who to contact.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. Well, Christon's website is GPA Academy.biz, B-I-Z. Again, that's GPA Academy.biz. And this summer, he will really be focusing more. He has a couple speaking engagements. He has one in Germany, one in Berlin, and he will be back in Atlanta, Georgia in April. However, most of his stuff will be done online this summer. Last summer, we did a speaking tour, and this summer we're doing more work online just because of his schedule has gotten a lot more busy. But he does have his GPA program online where he teaches you about goal, plans, and action. And that's not doing a vision board. That's not a goal for us. It's actually peeling back the onion, evaluating your game plan, and asking those tough questions, and it's for adults as well as children, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. you can really coach anybody in that industry about goals, plans, and action. And then for myself, like I said, we're going to officially launch Raising a Mogul the second week of March of this year. And we will pretty much be touring this summer ourselves. We don't have our schedule set yet. Like I said, we're going to officially launch the second week of March, but we have some really phenomenal kids in the group. But we are looking for more male kids. For some reason,
I was going to ask you about that. When you mentioned about helping all of the African, all the black boys, I was going to ask you, like, how many African American boys are really, like, jumping into the mogul thing, or do we have a shortage of that?
We have a shortage, and I think it's a reflection of who we are. More of our small black business owners are females, and so our daughters are following suit, and our boys are not. And I think it's just a reflection of who we are and what we're doing, and our daughters are following. So we are definitely looking for our young black men and looking to level them up, because like I always say, once we get the boys in line, the girls will follow suit. So I am really looking to target young black men and get them straight, because, like they say, it's easier to raise strong young men than strong young boys than to fix broken. So.
Exactly. So the truth, how do you feel right now in terms of all of the speaking engagements that you've done so far, and what you've been able to provide in your speeches? What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are I feel good when I speak. I feel good that I know I'm helping other people get to the next level. I know I'm helping them elevate their game. I know I'm helping them become successful. And my thoughts are when I'm speaking is, what is the best way to help them? How can I elevate their mindset to the next level? How can I elevate them to the next level?
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that Les Brown was your mentor. Did you ever meet him, and how did he become your mentor? What was it about Les Brown that you found to be very fascinating?
The first time I saw Les Brown was in Tampa, Florida, at a seminar. And when I saw him speak, I was so inspired. And after we were leaving, I told my mom, I want to do what he does. I want to speak.
Okay.
And the next summer, I got that chance. I got to speak on stage with the Les Brown and his daughter, Ona Brown.
Oh, wow.
At the Les Brown Institute for the Les Brown Maximum Achievement Team this last summer. And during that event, that's when I got certified as a Les Brown speaker. And also during that event, that's why I met Les Brown himself.
Wow. That is fabulous. So we're coming down to the end of our interview. Is there anything that you want to leave at the end of this interview, the truth that you want people to just know about you or know in general before we close out?
Yes. I'm an options trader, and I can teach people how to generate money while they sleep.
Okay, I want to know more about that. I'm going to tell you, I want to know more about, how do you generate money when you sleep? Is that part of your return of investment business?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I am going to say that if somebody wants to know how they can generate money in their sleep, to definitely look at the bottom of this page, get the contact number of the Truth Jones and Janel Jones, so that you can find out for yourself through his workshops, because he is a certified John Maxwell certified coach. And I would love for everybody who's listening to this webinar right here, or this podcast, to really listen to this young man that's talking here today. He has a tremendous amount of confidence that he is going to be an NFL player with a lot of football rings, and he's going to be a motivational speaker, and a whole lot more. And then you also have Janel Jones, who's going to be helping helping your child become the next mogul and getting that stuff. So I want to thank the both of you for being on this podcast today and just being open and honest to share your story about bullying and how you have overcome that to let people know that you have the control and the navigation to to control your face. So thank you so much for the both of you for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. We definitely appreciate it. Oh, yeah.